4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
All right, now Chris Board goes on IR, and plus they did quite a few roster moves here, right? We wind up signing Bozeman, I'm sorry, to the team. Now, of course, that was in response to Micah McFadden, right? And then, of course, Muasau being injured as well too. So we're getting a little thin on the interior linebacker position. So the Giants made quite a few moves. Okay. So linebacker Swayze Bozeman got signed to the active roster. 3 players went to the practice squad, and linebacker Chris Board went to the injured reserve. Giants made a series of roster moves, and they made quite a few of them. So, injured reserve is linebacker Chris Board. Practice squad additions. Now they made some, it's the practice squad is so fluid. It's unbelievable. You need. It's hard to keep up with all the transactions sometimes. Really, they added Dalen Cambre, Neville Hewitt, and Curtis Jacobs. Hewitt and Jacobs are both linebackers, and of course we know Dalen Cambre, from preseason, the wide receiver position. Now he was not so much in college a huge threat at the wide receiver position, but he was very good at special teams. Right? Free agent signing that the Giants. Signing to the Giants from their practice squad, they signed Bozeman, right, linebacker, right, terminated. Contract was terminated from the practice squad. Qadir Ismail and Patrick McMorris, defensive back, and tight end Qadir, I guess, Ismail. So many guys, sometimes it's hard to keep up with them. But let's see, we got all right, and then also let's see, then another corresponding move, right? Giants swap cornerbacks on the practice squad. Lamarian James is in, and D. Williams is out. Giants made another change on the practice squad on Wednesday, signing cornerback kick returner Lamarian James, and releasing cornerback kick returner D. Williams. James, an undrafted rookie out of Old Dominion and TCU, was released from the Cleveland Browns practice squad on Tuesday. The Browns on that day made a series of practice squad moves that included signing offensive tackles Tyree Phillips and Joshua Miles, both of whom were with the Giants last season. James returned 58 kickoffs at Old Dominion, averaging 23.3 yards per return. Giants claimed Williams last December after he was waived by the Seattle Seahawks. He played in 12 games for Seattle and won with the Giants in 2024. So now, pretty much the Giants practice squad roster, I guess, as we speak here. Right? Linebacker Zaire Barnes, Dalen Cambre, Elijah Chapman, Toman Fox, Elijah Garcia. Now, Elijah Garcia has been called up 2 times already. So if he gets called up a 3rd time, they have to put him onto the active roster. I think for at least, it's three game checks they have to sign him. Have to have him on the 53-man roster. So if they bring him up one more time, right, he gets a little bump in salary. Linebacker Neville Hewitt, right, Reed Holsky, offensive lineman, Brian Hudson, a center, not James Hudson. This is Brian Hudson. Lil Jordan Humphrey, who's not so lil. Curtis Jacobs, Lamarian James, Jake Kubis, Raheem Lane, Jude McAtamney, Dante Turbo Miller, Jordan Riley, and Amir Smith Marset. So that is your practice squad. But the Giants' quiet roster move might have just given them a hidden edge versus the Chiefs. Swayze, right, who used to be on the Chiefs. They brought him up. Now he's on the 53-man roster, okay? And, he used to be on the Chiefs. So this might be a little revenge game for him. So not so sure how much he's going to want to play. I mean, I get to play just on special teams, but there's nothing quite like that sweet taste of revenge. And there's no one more ready to dig in during week 3 when the Kansas City Chiefs come to town than recently activated New York Giants linebacker Swayze Bozeman. The G-men signed Bozeman to the practice squad in August, but before coming to East Rutherford, he was originally picked up by the Chiefs as an undrafted free agent after going unselected in the 2024 draft. The 6'1", 230-pound linebacker spent nearly the entire season on the Chiefs practice squad, but did appear in 3 games, albeit mostly on special teams. Well, there's no better time to get the call than against your former employer. The 26-year-old has been officially activated thanks to the Giants' mounting injury issues. Shocking. Giants have mounting injury issues. Hard to believe. It's unbelievable. You can look at other teams. Some other teams, you look at their roster and they have like nobody injured. And you look at the Giants and it's just like every week. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So, of course, we got Micah McFadden's foot injury. Was one of the things, of course. And, of course, with Muasau being injured as well. Swayze Bozeman's revenge game comes at the perfect time for the banged-up Giants. This certainly isn't the primetime Sunday night football matchup the league thought it was going to get when it finalized the schedule in May. I don't even know why they put the Giants against the Chiefs on a Sunday night. It's the 0-2 Giants versus the 0-2 Chiefs. Once again, it was going to be the 0-2 Giants versus the 2-0 Chiefs, and after the game was over, it's going to be the 3-0 Chiefs versus the 0-3 Giants. I mean, this is a Sunday night football game people want to see. So Brian Dable's seat is getting scorching hot after a franchise worst 3-4 record last year, starting off just as slowly in 2025. That just won't cut it. As the Chiefs, an 0-3 start for Patrick Mahomes would be truly shocking. It would almost all but guarantee they won't be playing postseason football come January. So playing spoiler Sunday night serves the Giants twofold. Absolutely. While the Giants' linebacker depth completely decimated, Bozeman's won't just be along for the ride. He'll be asked to contribute, even if it's limited. He's probably not going to be a headline unless something nutty happens. But New York is searching for any edge out there in week 3. Bozeman's shot to prove something to the Chiefs, the Big Blue to himself, might end up mattering more than anyone expects. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe, as I said, maybe something will happen. And, of course, nothing more than like a little bit of sweet revenge, right? So, I'm sure he has that on his mind. And I said, mostly he's going to want to playing is on special teams. Now, I just don't want. Let me see here. One more thing here I want to look is, if I'm not mistaken, let's see here. Hold on here. Giants at Cowboys. All right, let me go here. Okay, so let's go to ESPN game recap. Let's see if it goes okay. Play by play. All right, and the field goal. Now I'm not sure if it was him or not. If it's going to let me do it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Bozeman, right? He was the one holding on the first play of the kickoff. Logano Olszewski ran the ball 64 yards. No, I'm sorry, 67 yards. Gunnar ran it to the Dallas 32-yard line for 67 yards. Penalty on Bozeman. bring it back, right? So we lost a lot of yards there. So Bozeman, might be a revenge game for him, this, that, and the other thing, but you can't have any of this. That just killed it. The Giants in that drive went about 452 yards, first drive for the game. 4 of them were penalties against Hudson. 1 was against Bozeman. I think we had a sack in there against Hudson. So the Giants, like 35,000 yards they went, and they kicked the field goal. So they got it. Obviously, the penalties really need to be cleaned up, obviously. But to be fair, I don't know what or where Bozeman was at on the opening kickoff. Like, was Gunner running with the ball, and Bozeman like had a headlock on a guy who was going to make a tackle. Was Bozeman 10 yards away, maybe tugging a guy's shirt or something or whatever, which we've been holding. But did his hold matter? Would the guy have made the tackle on Gunner? That I don't know, right? But all I do know is that, it was a penalty called on him, and it brought a real nice kickoff back. The Giants would have been starting damn near almost in the red zone right after the kickoff. So, that's gotta. That drive was just truly one for the records.